Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we're doing episode 16 of Hot and Cold. This is a series I like to do where I pick out the best known as the hot, the worst known as the cold, and the middle of the road tracks to have been released over the past week. Specifically for this upload, we'll be looking at any songs put out between November 11th and 17th, 2018. And as per usual, the songs will be linked down in the description. And if you notice that I've missed out on a song or two, feel free to let me know. Kicking off the hot tracks for the week, we have Allan Rayman, the singer-songwriter from Toronto. He has made his return with a new full-length LP called Harry Hard-On, and the standout track for me is called Crush. This track showcases a powerful guitar riff, rattling bass, and spectacular production that bulldozed their way to become one of the most infectious tunes in the second half of this year. Definitely a track that deserves to be played if you're looking to pump yourself up for a big moment, be it an exam or a big sports game. The new Michael Bublé album is finally here, and the standout track for me personally so far is the cover of the 1937 Richard Rodgers show tune My Funny Valentine. This track is made incredible by opting for more of a James Bond kind of feel in the string instrumentation, and Michael absolutely kills it on the vocal performance. The melodramatic feel of the song is probably going to be the deciding factor of whether or not you come back to it, but it's exactly what makes it my favorite part, as Michael is calling back to older dramatic tunes like Fever. The Belgian hip-hop producer Alex Lustig has proved earlier this year that he can dip his toes in ambient soundscapes with the track If You Wanna, one of my favorite songs of the year. And building off that momentum, an EP has dropped on SoundCloud, and its intro cut Hyper Beam is a song with more of the same kind of qualities. Ambient, moody, and introspective, those are the three descriptors that guide this track to be a pleasant listen, and it's all accomplished without lyrics, a true testament to electronic music and how it can elegantly capture emotion. The lead singer from My Chemical Romance, Gerard Way, has been steadily dropping singles over the past month or so, and the newest one is called Getting Down the Germs, and if you can just put aside the fact that My Chemical Romance had a huge hand in the success of the rock opera from the 2000s, this track is a bop. Of course, if you have rose-colored glasses on for the good old days, this track will be painful for you to get through, and as much as I love the rock opera days of MCR as the next guy, I'm glad that Gerard is exploring this straightforward rock sound, as it just opens up for more expansive instrumentation with percussion and flute in a very organic way. Lastly, this new track is definitely an improvement over Baby You're a Haunted House, which was Gerard's previous single. It's now the post-era of Nina Cried Power, and Hozier is still killing it with his newest single, Movement, definitely one that drags on for its first 3 minutes until the drums come in, but after multiple listens you'll start to catch on to the dramatic flair of the song and uncover its gorgeous melody and how it's drenched in the signature Hozier organs. Coin's newest single, Cemetary, is glossy and sanitary, but the lyrics are the main sticking point for me because the content reminds me a lot of Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. Essentially, a man has worked his life away putting his wealth and his business's success in front of his family's, but by building that reputation, he's the richest man in the cemetery, and it's up to the listener to decide if this is the way we should define success. Now onto the middle of the road tracks, definitely not the best, not the worst, just some stuff to keep on your radar. A monotone and subpar vocal performance hinders one of the new tracks on the London Stella EP. This one's called Feelings, and it's very run-of-the-mill. I'd recommend sticking to the singles Bad and break away from this new EP, which is named Love Me. The newest single from the Canadian pop rock band Marianas Trench has dropped. It's entitled I Knew You When. It's much better than anything on Astoria, the band's most recent record from 2015, and it feels like they're trying to fall back on their pop roots as shown on previous songs like Celebrity Status. And with all that being said, this new single is far from perfect, but it's just a decent progression for the group, and I'm glad that they're going back to their roots. Elsewhere, the new Mumford Sons record dropped last week, and it's as sleepy as they've ever sounded, but one of the more justified sleepy songs on this project is called 42, as it has a nice Coldplay-ish Fix You kind of outro. Now onto the cold tracks, and these were definitely the worst I heard over the past week. There's a new record that has been released by Mariah Cara, and the intro track on it is absolutely abominable for its whiny hook. GTFO features a very breathy vocal delivery, and its swearing is gross and unnatural. A swung beat is featured on Alessia Cara's new single, Not Today, and unlike the other singles that I've heard so far supporting this forthcoming record, namely Growing Pains and Trust My Lonely, she switches up her typical straight 4/4 time signature to make it a swing rhythm, but that still doesn't save this track from being forgettable. It's just very uninspired. The new album from the Toronto hip-hop duo 88 Glam has dropped, and it's so dull and monotonous. Don't even bother wasting your time on really any of it, especially the closing track Ends. It's a boring listen, and it's not really surprising me in any regard either. Elsewhere, Zayn has ruined all my expectations for any new record featuring R&B and soul influence, especially after dropping Sour Diesel during this past summer. I was really just misled with his sonic direction, so instead of exploring the 70s soul, he's now landed on generic pop that reeks of a formulaic stench. This one is called No Candle, No Light, featuring Nicki Minaj, and I'm just going to set the bar lower for Zayn going forward, honestly. 2 new tracks have been put out by 2 Chainz, and they're both bad for a specific reason. The first song is called Hot Wings, and it's terrible because of its repetitive and ugly incessant hook. And the second track is called Girl's Best Friend, which features apathetic vocal performances all over it, even from Ty Dolla $ign, which is sad when Ty Dolla $ign contributed to one of the best songs this year on Kids See Ghost called Free Ghost Town Part 2. And to round out this week, we have a new single from Kodak, Black, Take One, which is just way too repetitive for any enjoyment. Just when you think the song has ended, it just keeps going, which is quite an accomplishment for something that's just shy of 3 minutes. And there you have it, there's episode 16 of Hot and Cold said and done. Now I want to hear from you. Sound off down below in the comments. Agree or disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. My name is Ryan from True North Reviews, and as always, have a rockin' day. Thanks for listening.